What is going on, guys? Zigzag here, welcome back to another video. Can I tell the difference between Australia and New Zealand in 10 seconds? That is the question we'll be answering in today's video. Now, I've had a long series where I do streaks on the different continents. We've already done all of them. I'll have probably like a playlist or something linked in the description if I remember to do that. But today is the Oceania one, and of course, the only nations covered are Australia and New Zealand, so that's the ones we'll be playing with. We've got a map here that I have played a little bit of, so hopefully we won't have too many repeat rounds here. Yes, but it's 200 locations split between Australia and New Zealand. Not exactly sure the ratio. I mean, obviously not many people have actually played this map, but hopefully it'll work out quite nicely. And yeah, I just wanted to announce before I go into the video that we are almost at the 1,000 subscriber mark that we need in order to get monetized. So if you want to help me out, subscribe, that would be much appreciated. And yes, let us get into the video. So can we do it? 10 seconds, no moving, panning, or zooming is the question. And I kind of feel like I can get a good streak here, but it's going to require some concentration. So let's see how we can go. So the first one, definitely not looking like Australia to me. This just this light green bike lane and everything, and a lot of the parts of this one don't look like Australia. So I'm going to guess somewhere in North Island. Actually ends up being in Christchurch, so we have a 1 streak now. It's going well off the bat. Next one. Ooh. Not entirely sure, but I'm thinking it's going to be something like Sydney. I think it's going to be something on the east coast of Australia here. And okay, it's actually in Melbourne, but that's okay. We don't need to get the right state. All we need is the right country. Next one. Ooh, these double yellow lines in the center, not something that you would have in Australia, so this should be New Zealand. Thinking Christchurch again, maybe in... Okay, it was actually in Wellington, the capital. Not in a particularly big city. I wonder how many people live in Wellington. Doesn't look like it'd be more than a couple... Well, would it be more than 100,000? Probably less than 100,000 based on how that looks. We've been relatively close again, not getting the right island, but good points. Okay, should be Australia. I'm not entirely sure where though. I'm thinking Brisbane, but I can't see any of the number plates to confirm that, but it feels pretty green. It's actually Newcastle, so that's why, between Sydney and Brisbane there. And we moved to a 4 streak, so actually a good start to the video. When I was practicing, I was having a hard time. Okay, these signs are definitely New Zealandy. You wouldn't see these in Australia, these blue ones. Not really sure where to go, thinking somewhere south of Auckland, Hamilton maybe. Might be a good shout here. And okay, it's back in Christchurch. Of course, we had a church right there, so why not guess Christchurch, huh? But yeah, we moved to 5, so that is a really good start, and all my guesses were kind of subpar in New Zealand. Actually, all my guesses in this whole game were subpar, but all we need is that country streak, and it is only 10 seconds, so I think I can be forgiven for that. Okay, so next round, let's see what we got going on here. We got the Sydney Opera House. Makes things nice and easy. It appears to be to the north, so we should be like here, something, right? Yeah, right. We're in the exact right spot, just 600 meters away. Next up, okay, we're back on the same location as we had before. This one was in Melbourne, so we can just lock that in. We're on a 7 streak now, or 6 if you don't count that. This one feels more like Australia to me, but I'm not entirely sure where I'm going to put it. Might go like Melbourne here, could be Adelaide or Sydney, and it is Sydney. So there you go. We will right out on Watson's Bay here, in like the very edge of the Sydney Harbour, so not bad. At least getting the right country. Okay, these poles you wouldn't see in Australia, a bit too wide perhaps you could say. So I think we should be in North Island, New Zealand here. Might go Auckland for this one actually. And it is Christchurch again, so clearly the map creator enjoyed Christchurch, or we're just getting lucky and getting a bunch of rounds there, but not a good shout anyway. Not entirely sure. This is not something, it says Oz there. So thinking maybe Australia. I couldn't really pick the 2 from this one. Could even be in Perth. This is in Auckland, so I feel like I got a little unlucky there with the fact that it said Oz. A-U-T. Yeah, maybe it just said AUT, Auckland University of Technology. If you're watching the video and you go there, you can tell me what I was actually looking at. But we finally lose the streak on 9, but we can definitely do better than that. It was a tough round to end off as well. Like there was not much in the way of clues. So I say we move into it again and improve that 9 streak. I think that's certainly possible. Okay, so the first one here, we are in a mall. I think this is going to be Australia. It's going to be like Perth or Sydney or something. I think with those like painted yellow, yeah, it's actually Perth. So the painted yellow traffic lights were the thing that gave it away in the background. Now, I can't exactly remember what they do in New Zealand, but I feel like that's less common over there. So no points, but we move to 1. Next one, definitely feeling like Australia again. Newcastle is what it says on the rubbish truck, so I'm thinking we're just going to go for Newcastle here, probably somewhere out in the suburbs like that. And we're 100 meters away. Now that's something. I've never been to Newcastle. You could literally walk where I put that maybe in like a minute. So that's an insane guess right there. I have, for full disclosure, I've not had that round before, and I'm very pleased indeed. So there you go. A very nice clue on the truck. Otherwise, we probably wouldn't have got 132 meters away, but 4,999 points, we like it. Okay, this one definitely feels like Australia, quite northern perhaps. It's going to be like in northern Queensland or in Darwin. I'm thinking Darwin here. This kind of looks like Darwin. And no, it's in Cairns. I knew it had to be one of the very far north towns. Cairns being the other one, of the big population right up north. So good points. Really should have gotten the right town there, but it's not bad. We have a police car here, kind of looking more like an Australian police car, and this red sign is a New South Wales only sign, so I think it's somewhere outskirts of Sydney perhaps, no, it's actually going to be out in Wagga. I was in Wagga Wagga not too long ago, so there you go. I stayed at a hotel on the main road. Okay, so we're on 4 now. This one's probably just somewhere in WA, I think, with this red dirt. Don't think you'd find anywhere that looks like this in New Zealand, suffice to say. So yeah, we are right near there, near the legendary town of Tom Price, which housed one of my best ever Australia guesses. So this one had no New Zealand, that's probably why it went so well, and we're back on 5. I think this is going a bit better right now. Oh, this is a tough one. This one is a real tough one. It's going to be like Melbourne or New Zealand. I'm leaning New Zealand here. It feels like near a port or something. No! I knew it had to be one of the two. It was so green, yet such a big town, and that is just right in the middle of Melbourne. So, yeah, right in, like, the Docklands, right? Yeah, I remember entering the city from that direction on numerous occasions, so not a good guess there. We're on the exact right latitude, but it's not enough. So we'll start again. So, 9 streak is the streak to beat. We can definitely do that. This is in Melbourne, I think. I think this is Melbourne with all the tram lines overhead. This could be Sydney. No, we are 2.4 kilometers away, so that's very good. Okay, next one. We're back in New Zealand for this one. This one was in Christchurch, was it not? I feel like it was right on the coast, right? It was like here. Yeah, 1.6 kilometers away. There we go. This one, school zone in yellow. This should be Melbourne, I think. Yeah, these little blue marks on the poles, they are Melbourne only. So, if you want to know more about that, look at some of my other Australia videos, some of my Australia tips videos. But yeah, that specific blue marking on the poles, only Melbourne. And speaking of Melbourne, we might be here again. I think this is Melbourne rather than Sydney, so I'm going to lock that in. Somewhere in the CBD should be a nice high score here. And yeah, we're 300 meters away. Very clean indeed. Okay, last round here, and we've got Australian bollards, so that makes things nice and easy. And I'm thinking maybe somewhere up near Rockhampton. No, maybe somewhere near Gladstone. That's what I'm thinking here. Could be further south, but we'll see. And no, we're right near Rockhampton, so a nice kind of rural guess there, which moves us to 5. So I think when this streak ends, we'll end the video. But look, we got 24,300 there, so that's actually a really nice score. A couple of repeat rounds, to be fair, but we're doing well, no doubt. Okay, so this one, ooh, it's not easy here. I'm actually thinking this could be Adelaide, to be honest. I don't think it's New Zealand based on these trees over here. They look much more Australian. And yeah, we are in Adelaide, right near the airport. Okay. So I've probably driven this road fairly recently. So yeah, Adelaide's my city. Makes things nice and easy. That's the first Adelaide of the video as well. Okay, Kennard Storage. Ooh, this is hard. We have a yellow number plate there. We just have time to sneak in with Sydney here. Sydney and Newcastle and stuff, they look quite similar to Auckland, so it makes things really tough. But we're moving to 7 here, so that's very good. Ooh, inside a tunnel. This is not good. Just thinking of cities with tunnels. It's going to be Auckland, Sydney, or Melbourne, presumably. I might hedge Melbourne here. It's going to be one of the 3, and yes, we get Melbourne, so that's fantastic. all three of those cities, I dare say, have a good amount of tunnel coverage like that, but we got lucky on this occasion. Okay, we're in the zoo here, some kind, Australian zoo, thinking like Adelaide or Melbourne or something. No, it doesn't look like the Adelaide Zoo. Yeah, it's in Melbourne, so there we go. Bit of Australian fauna and whatnot, and it said Australia on it, so made things nice and easy. And the last one, ooh, lots of palms. New Zealand? I'm not sure here, man. This is going to be painful if it's Australia. Oh, thank goodness. We were in New Plymouth. So, yeah, we moved to 10. That is the best of the video, and we can certainly go further, I think. That was a bit lucky, though. Sometimes on NMPZ, you just got to leave it in the hands of the GeoGuessr algorithm, because, yeah, that was a tough round. Okay, so 10. We're starting to see a few more repeat rounds here, but it's no problem. So, let's see what's going to happen. Next one. Performance something. Looks more like Australia to me. We're in a port again. Feels like it's near an airport or something. Maybe Melbourne. I'm not confident with this guess. Yeah, it's actually Brizzy. Was that right? Yeah, we are near the airport. Just had like an airport feel to it. There you go. So, yep, 11. That's good. It's good. Ooh, another tough one here. Feeling more like Australia to me. I'm not entirely sure. Could be Adelaide Airport, actually. I'm not entirely sure here, but it could be. Yeah, it is. Good. So 2 near airports in a row. It's quite interesting. We're on 12. Ooh. That is interesting indeed. I think this is going to be Victoria, somewhere rural. Yeah, it's actually in Mildura, another town I was actually in not too long ago. And so we move to 13. Okay. Cooper's Ale House. This is Adelaide again. This is Pulteney Street, so if I had enough time, I could probably 5k this quite easily, but we'll say we are somewhere out here, I think. Yeah, okay. So not too far away, right in the middle of the city there, and we're 1.4 kilometers away. 14 streak. Okay, this is what we're talking about, and we're back in New Zealand. We had this round before, so that's easy. Okay, so... and it was the Christchurch, of course. So 15. Now is where the men are made. We have to get that 20, because that's pretty much been the standard of all the other videos. This blue sign here looks more New Zealand-like to me. Thinking Auckland is a good possibility here. Also these red street signs. No! It's a Sydney, so perhaps that blue sign was actually for a tollway. Sometimes Australia does that for tollways, but I live in Adelaide. We don't have any toll roads, any like paid roads or anything, so there you go. That sign gets us unstuck, and actually the red street signs, of course the street signs all depend on what the local government decides, but yeah, the red street signs may be something you do see occasionally in the city centre of Sydney. So there you go, we ended up with a streak of 15. So I think that's a pretty good effort. That's about what I thought I'd be able to get. And, you know, with a couple repeat rounds in there, maybe it's more like 13. But, yeah, pretty happy with how it went. And that Newcastle guess where I was 100 meters away. I mean, of course, it's not that impressive because we knew it was Newcastle. But the fact that I was just across the roads there was pretty cool. Anyway, so thank you very much for watching the video. I'll see you in another one soon. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And thanks for watching. Catch you later.